Hey y'all, we are back with another episode of This Is Where I've Been
Woo.
podcast, and this is episode 2. I was about
Yep.
to say season 2. Episode 2 with my bestie for the rescue. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Reagan. I'm her best friend for life. I'm a worship leader. I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm a friend. I'm a sister. I'm a godmom. I'm a daughter. I love my family. I love my friends. In my private little quiet life.
Yeah, private little
In my
quiet
private
life.
little quiet life. But yeah, that's really it.
Which you saying in your private little quiet life brings us to this. Like, it's funny, kind of fun to do with you because I know we both really enjoy privacy.
No, for sure.
But I know for you, like, it's a different kind of enjoy privacy. So I'm excited to be able to talk to you and chat about what it has looked like for us, growing up together, growing in ministry together, what it's looked like for us both together and separate.
Yeah.
We either have people everybody who sees us always sees us together.
Yeah. For sure.
And then we have people who, I guess, see us separately. I don't really know how to say that in the words I'm
I
trying to
know exactly what you're saying.
But so it's good to be able to explore both in one episode. So, what's our origin story? I guess we can speak to that.
Yeah, we've been friends from the beginning. Well, you were 1, I was 0. Arranged friendship is what you called it. We
it
were
was an
having
arranged
a little
friendship.
arranged friendship. And then we got to a season where we obviously you get older and people be like, "Oh, remember that was your friend," but we actually decided to choose each other.
Yeah.
And choose the friendship, and it just kind of blossomed from there. I'd
Yeah.
say. Our families are family.
Our family's our family.
Have been family for a long time.
Yeah.
Um,
We grew up together.
Yeah.
I was kind of laughing because I was enjoying hearing you
Oh.
talk, but not like I was trying to jump in. So, clearly, your dad is a pastor.
My dad is a
family joined
pastor.
the church.
Correct.
We've been there all our lives. Some of us are gone. Some of us are still there. All the things.
Yeah, all the things.
And we've, like you said, decided to continue to choose each other in so many different seasons.
Yeah.
And I think even just the way people, I think I was telling you now how people are always asking me about friendship and like, how do we do friendship and how do you know this and da 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 da. And when I was getting like so many questions, I was like, dang, I didn't really realize like there's such a deficit out there. And I think we've been so blessed to not just have friendship together, but have friendships where we good.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have that. And I kind of just wanted to speak to so many different things. But really knowing that that is a deficit, especially just with people who are out here doing ministry with no friends.
Yeah.
Like, I just could not imagine doing this with no friends,
I
especially not with you, without
Yeah,
you.
no. Like
I
couldn't.
genuinely could not imagine
But I
it.
think the other thing is that I did before you moved back. So I understand like the false sense of safety that comes with being alone. But I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the more that I realized that Jesus really meant for us to always have community, like
Yeah,
he
no, for real.
really always meant for nobody to do life alone. It just made it so much sweeter.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time. Like our the next chapter of our origin story was I didn't have friends exactly like me, and you said the same thing like when you first got here. So it was like, oh, like this is somebody
Yeah.
that gets it. And I think it doesn't mean that we haven't had our ups or our downs or our
We've been
kind
up,
of
we've been down.
are kind of like
We've been around that.
are kind of like, oh shoot, I don't know if I can do this moments.
Yeah.
But I think that culture now, I won't say like a generation specific because I don't know, but I think culture in general, there's a little less fight in relationships.
Oh, that's a fact.
And a little less grit and what makes something worth it. And I think this is still easy even when it's hard. I don't know, like I don't think easy. I was watching a sermon earlier, and our brother was saying that like it was the root word of this particular word, easy. My yoke is easy for you. It doesn't mean without effort,
right?
Like, so, and I think that's what people expect, like relationship without effort. And I think that this has proven that like this is probably one of the most intentional friendships that I have.
Oh yeah.
And it's also the most rewarding at the
Yeah.
same time. Yeah.
So I want to speak to a few things you said, but when I first came back, what I realized is just the way my capacity opened up. I think that our friendship has taught me in so many ways where I was supposed to be better in other friendships. And I had this idea, right, of a friend, and even they would have this idea and I would exceed that.
Yeah.
However, I realized my idea wasn't God's idea of friendship.
Yeah.
And I think where I have been tested here, even to you saying like culture has taught us not to fight for them. I know you said culture. I'm definitely gonna say it's generational. We don't fight for it as much. We're a very cut off culture, very cut off generation.
Agreed.
We'll leave whatever we got to leave behind.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is anything worth having is worth fighting for.
Absolutely.
But even we leave behind the inheritance that comes with the process of the fight.
Yeah.
So there's so much that we've yet to learn, so much that we've yet to grab, so much that we've been stuck in because we don't just want to sit enough.
Yeah.
Like literally there are seasons where we see of commitment from people in the Bible. There's seasons of stillness. There's seasons of just an endurance and a determination that we've had for all these years, or that we're supposed to have had, that we've kind of dropped. And I just wish people understood. Like I was having this conversation with a friend who was asking me questions about friendship. It's not that we don't fight. It's just that we remember what we're fighting for. We fight all the time. But when you've decided to be friends and you understand that, no, this is my friend.
And it's like covenant.
This is exactly. This is my friend. This is covenant. This is what the Lord has chosen for me. This is something that I need. This is somebody that I am choosing to do life with. Then everything else, I just think, kind of changes from there.
Yeah, I think it comes with age and all the things too. Like, because to
With
your
maturity.
point, yeah, to your point, it wasn't that I didn't have good friends who were good friends. It was in every space. I had one, for me personally, I had a separation, right? Like I have my friends at church, I have my friends at school. At the time, I had my friends at work. You know, whatever that looked like. But the truth of what I craved was what I felt like I was, a friend in every space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, yeah, to that point, it was a fresher revelation of what my boundaries kind of are in friendship too. Like I used to say all the time, like I have friends, I have acquaintances, I have whatever, you know, and now it's just kind of a fuller definition of friendship. Because it's true covenant and it's friendship and it's family and it's worth fighting for and it's worth getting over stuff for, and it's worth the easy, it's worth the hard, like all of those things. And I think we have truly cultivated that sound. I don't think you even said the episode title yet, but I think we've truly cultivated what that looks like. And that doesn't mean that we're not growing or changing or evolving what revival looks like here, but I think it's necessary.
You have revival.
Yeah.
We have revival tattoo.
Trying to be dignified.
Because I think even just this tattoo speaks to so much.
Yeah, and I don't think when we got it, obviously we had already been through some heavy things, but I don't think you realize. So Dad always used to say, like, everybody's always surprised that I have tattoos. Because my dad is a pastor and he's a prominent pastor and all of the things. I grew up Kojic, all of the things. But he always would be like, well, if you don't mind being a slave to whatever is on your body or being, you know, then go for it. Like, if you know what you're getting and why and what it means. And I don't think we realized, like, the more that came after we got these tattoos. Like I had always said, like I would never get I always said I would never get a matching tattoo with anybody.
Absolutely.
Like aside from my siblings, like I used to be like, like in my family, like blood, like family, I used to be like, I can't even, and I almost wasn't gonna get a tattoo with them. So it was like
I don't have a tattoo with any of my siblings.
I have a tattoo with my cousins now. I have a tattoo with my siblings now. So it's like Jesus, but you don't realize until like what you really could be possibly signing up for.
What you're inviting.
Yeah.
What you're coming into agreement with. Like, we got Revival tattooed. I had just got diagnosed with cancer. I was low to the flow, okay? I was sad. And we were sad. We were sad. The house was sad. The walls were sad. And
the couch was crying out.
Do you hear me? And we just got this really devastating news 3 days before my 22nd birthday. And it just was not good.
It wasn't in our plans for that
It was not in our plans at all. We had other things to do.
We did.
And it just crushed everything.
Yeah.
And I was actually on bed rest, and Reagan snuck me out of the house. By snuck, I mean I was grown in my own apartment. However, the old man was not playing.
About to say, we have parents that we are accountable to.
We have parents who don't care about none of that. And if they would have known that we went and got the tattoo.
I think right now, when this episode comes out, we probably still gonna get a phone call. But I mean, it's that bad.
Yeah. And then not even just like, I also had severe nerve damage and a blood cancer. So we should be
now, wait.
We didn't know about the nerve damage at the time.
We didn't know how bad. Like we looked it up. We were ignorant to this diagnosis. We Googled a lot of different things to make sure that it was like, well, this is not really the worst thing that could. Like, I'm already going through it. You might as well just.
I'm about to make this so much worse, because now looking back, we were foolish, but it's still on our arms and we're fine. We also did this during COVID. It was COVID.
It was the year.
Why would we do that? We were on.
It was the year of COVID, but it was after, like, it was right when you think, like, okay, it's done. Like, it was right before that second wave.
Yeah, we thought it was like, oh, calming down.
Like,
but
calming down, yeah, for
we
sure.
went in August of 2020.
And we went one at a time, and we wore our masks.
The lockdown started in March. It was nuts. We should not have done that, but it's done. And I'm grateful for a tattoo that reminds us of just who we are, because we have experienced revival in this friendship.
Yeah,
and the thing about it is we keep experiencing revival. At that time, we just came out of a season, honey. It was walking into another season.
Yeah.
At that time in our lives, I had just gone through a very, very toxic relationship. And I think that this part is so important. Yeah, by toxic, I do mean a bit.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
No, it's not.
But toxic was, I went through a severely abusive relationship. And the fact that I'm laughing now says so much about what the Lord can do.
Grace.
Huh?
Keep you from falling.
Or catch you when you do. It was the hot mess. And I bring up this because this is something that a lot of people clock out of friendship with. A lot of people decide, I can't do it. And you did try to clock out. You did try to clock out. I am being clear. I'm telling the story.
No. I did not. I presented a choice. Maybe a bit of an ultimatum, if you will. I don't.
It was an ultimatum.
It was.
But it's okay. It was starting to get the full picture of it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think what I was going to say is I understand both sides.
Yeah.
I completely understand. I didn't understand then. Parts of me did when you were like, hey, I ain't going to be able to do this. If this is what you're going to do, I got to get up out of here. I can't watch.
It was too much.
I think that it's fair. It's fair for people to have a boundary. It's fair to not want to be hurt. It's fair not to want to watch someone hurt themselves.
Yeah.
And now, just with what I know now, I know for a fact that is something that I should not have survived. Like, looking back, it's just literally the grace and the mercy of God and the love of God that was a relationship that I survived.
Absolutely.
And I get not wanting to be around or watch a friend die, literally, or figuratively. And then she tried to clock out, but it just didn't work.
So I think it was.
It was like, nah, I'm gonna stick around.
It was a lot of gray area for our particular situation.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so like black and white, right? So, that I could just be like, "Oh, girl, that's your choice." Like, it wasn't one of those things that I could remove myself from or disassociate from, and it wasn't something, the type of friend I am, like, it wasn't something I would want to either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to leave
not your heart
anyone that I love.
Yeah.
In a situation like that and not be accessible. And I think that was what I always wanted you to kind of understand too, that even if I can't do this with you up close, I'm still accessible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always a phone call away, like, for and that really is just the type of friend and the type of person that I am. But that it was hard.
Yeah, I want to speak to like that kind of level of sacrifice. I think that we've in our friendship, and I hope that this is something that people are really grasping, like what it takes for covenant, what it takes for friendship. Earlier, what I said was my capacity was stretched in our friendship.
Yeah.
I think that I was actually just telling somebody that I feel like I've had to learn covenant here, like in a way that I haven't had to learn prior. And when you do know that it's covenant, when you do know that that's this kind of friendship, you make sacrifices. A lot of sacrifices required for friendships that last.
Yeah.
And one of those sacrifices, which you decide to stick around, is something that sticky. But also huge level of sacrifice for me in that season was like keeping my boundaries, but also like it's hard to say what I'm really trying to say, right? But keeping my boundaries, but also like showing up for my friendship, right? To make it make sense. It was sticky. I gotta kind of stop there because I don't really know how to like put it into words for that. But it does bring us into, like I was saying, sacrifices. And I feel like I've made sacrifices, you've made sacrifices, and we went from there right into Cancer, where you made a very big sacrifice and decided to not just be there for me during Cancer, but quite literally move in and be my caretaker, which you hate when I say that, but that is what you were doing. By definition. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. I guess for me it was like a no-brainer. Like I don't like, again, like I said, when you love someone, you just show up, and you don't show up in a way that always is what you're used to. You show up in the way that what they need, like to what they need. And I saw the lack and it was frustration on my part. Like I don't do well with knowing that I have something to offer and knowing that I can fix it. And a little bit I am delivered, but at the time I was just now coming out of a bit of a savior complex as well. So it's just like I don't know how I could show up or try to save all these other people and not, my best friend needs me. And I literally, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, we're doing life together. So that is good, bad, ugly, hard, sleepless. Like it made sense. So there was nothing, I guess, to your point, like I didn't need a reward in it. I didn't need recognition for it. It was genuinely just my heart for you to see you get through it, and live well, and not just live on the fence of sickness or on the fence of disease, but like, no, how can I help you? Like, what can I do? How can I kind of lift up your arms in that sense? And that's what you needed. Like, and it wasn't anything that you had to say. I saw that there was nobody there to take care of you, and that just wasn't gonna fly. Like, okay, I got you. So what we doing? Scoot over. Like in this twin size bed.
Twin is crazy. That's low. That's low. I appreciate you being there for me in that season, and making a sacrifice that great. Because you said, like, I mean, it was a no-brainer, but it's not a no-brainer for a 20-year-old to decide to stop their lives in a pandemic. And when you were just like really, really getting into worship leading for real, and just exciting things for you too. And it was like, no, this needs me more. So I appreciate that level of selflessness. I have plenty of friends, and you were the one who decided to do that. So I don't think that that's like, and I understand all the things, but that kind of brings me to going through that season. We know the abusive relationship part of that season and what that did on our friendship, but then we went into Cancer, and coming out of that season really was when the whole I think we went backwards. And hear me when I say backwards. When we were kids, it was always like Reagan and Nia, but then as adults, people started like putting us together as one person, in a sense, like in the church we grew up in and things like that. So we went backwards after that. Like 2021, it went back to like Reagan and Nia being the same human. So we've gotten things like when I cut my hair off, they were asking you when you was gonna cut your hair off. And to know Reagan, her hair is gorgeous.
My hair not getting cut off. My mama prayed for this hair.
Her cutting her hair never made sense.
My mama prayed for this
hair. That's not that I didn't love my hair. And when I cut my hair, it was kind of bizarre because it was long, all the things. But I'm just more bold in that way. Yeah, like I'm more like,
I'm sitting here in sweats. You also have on sweats.
But
you have on, what are these called?
I don't even know.
A belt thing.
I don't know.
I have on a hoodie. I'm at home.
She's also so proud at home. When you let me put this on you, by the way. You look so cute in this.
Yeah, I think it's very cute. I think it was a photo shoot.
It's our personalities.
Yeah, like it was a photo shoot. That was low. No, I'm saying like it made sense. Like
it's just funny.
This is my at home. This is her at home.
This is my at home. And I think the same person. They started putting us as one person. Like I cut my hair, I'm impulsive. I will do that. I will dye my hair purple. I will decide to wear 2 different prints and put on heels. And Reagan like Nia, we just go into a basketball game.
We're going to McDonald's.
That's just who I am.
Careful.
That's just who I am. And then I went back to school, and they were like, "Oh, if Nia go back to school, it's no way, Reagan, you shouldn't go back to school." Which, luckily, I'm not easily offended. But it just was a whole thing all the time.
Yeah.
And then on my end, it was like, "Oh, Reagan sings. Do you sing too?" And 80 million other things. And I think that it's super important to talk about this in friendship. You have to know the heart of the person you're doing life with, because people will not realize that they're like putting you against one another. But you have to be confident enough to realize we're not putting ourselves against one another. Like for a while, we had a friend who is my dog, by the way, so be careful. But when we first met, he only called me sidekick. Mm-hmm. He never called me by my name.
Right.
And then finally he was like, I don't even know your name.
Because he couldn't remember.
But that speaks to like how people have embraced us and embraced our friendship. And though it is a compliment, like we are really as locked in as y'all think.
No, fact.
Like that's a fact. But it takes a confidence, and beyond a confidence, it takes identity, like being secure in your identity, like to know this is my thing, this is her thing, this is who I am, this is who she is, and not live in comparison. Like, and yeah, like even when you just like switch from like you wear dresses and heels like all the time, and then like,
and then I became myself,
and then you became yourself.
Is where so I'll go backwards. So right now to the dress point, I literally grew up wearing pants, and then my dad remarried, and again I grew up Kojic, and my stepmom was like, "No, you can't wear no pants to church," and I'll be like, "My daddy let me wear pants all the time." So it just was me kind of coming back into like COVID gave me the room to be comfortable again.
I think COVID gave us the room to be comfortable and the rebrand. And like when we come out of this, you can be whoever you want to be. Like, you survive.
But to your point about the identity and the thing, I don't think I grew up being that friend where everybody was compared to. So my heart was always to just make sure that whoever, like in you in this instance, but just felt like I wasn't making that their thing.
Yeah.
But it was something that I can't really control, being Sherman Allen's daughter. Like it was just kind of came with the, like I say all the time, like I grew up being watched and being whatever, and Rayleigh is getting a little bit more freedom and a little bit more privacy in that.
A little.
And
Rayleigh's getting all the freedom and all the privacy.
Yeah, so it's so it's normal for me. I love it for her. It's normal for me was to that point, like to be like, oh well, what are you gonna like the comparison, all of the things, and even on the back end. So like when you went back to school, everybody was like, when are you going back to school? And I was like, it's not, I'm not going right now. Like that's,
and you get to own whatever your process is.
I had to learn how to like just stand 10 tones down behind the plan that God gave me.
And
that wasn't it. But I always just wanted to make sure that you didn't feel that I would kind of put you in that shadow, because I see the person that God's called you to be. Right. And I see the vision, and I like, again, we have like a level of intimacy as best friends. Like, I see your hard work. I see your vision. I see your plans. I see your dreams, all of the things. And I see you accomplishing them.
Yeah.
Like I saw you doing this before it was a thing. And that comes to, you know, with the spiritual aspect of it and the natural aspect of it. So I just wanted to make sure that it was never like, I would be like, no. She don't sing. She do poetry. Like, or no, she write books. Her a book writer. Like, whatever that would look like. Like I would be like, but I sing though. Or a book writer.
Yeah, you're a dumb. That is low. You know, I think I think I was challenged to take my second chance and create my own life. Like, it's funny because people see us together, but also we've lived very separate. So we grew up together, but we grew up in two different kind of worlds. Absolutely. You grew up in a mansion. I grew up poor. Okay. You know, so there are different things. There's different things. And though I've had access to your life, and I've been a part of your life. So the overflow of that, and I've got like Dad. He believes in his whole heart that I'm his. Like, it ain't no spiritual daughter. That is my child. He makes sure I know that. Couldn't be more mine if I had you. Even though he cannot have kids, he's not the woman. So we say that I just gotta let him have it. But on a serious note, like, we've also just had I will say, the privilege of living very separate. So, and that has helped us to understand each other. That has helped us to offer perspective, but also it's helped me to become my own person. So, like, after my parents divorced, living in Wisconsin for 10 years, I'm sure, I know that I came back a totally different person. And not just in age, like in experiences. And what's funny is God does a thing so well that when we start talking and remove masks and got past our representatives, we realized that we had a lot like of the same experiences, just in two different places. And after COVID, like I said, my second chance after COVID, after cancer, after, so much trauma, I took my second chance to be myself, and I didn't allow people to push what they thought I should be doing. When I came back, everybody expected me to come back singing. Everybody expected me to come back, and I was like, I don't sing. I never did that before. But that's because they didn't know me. They only knew me as a kid. And it was a challenge, even because, I didn't want to do ministry at all. And here I am.
Never an option.
It never made sense to me.
It was never an option.
With the life I had and the experiences I've had and the things that I've done, I could not see myself doing ministry. And even just the things I've witnessed, like my parents serving and with our days being what they were, and just like the knowledge I had obtained, I think for me, I also just never saw myself doing ministry because nothing looked like what I did. Or nothing looked like me. And you kind of charged me to understand, one, that it can be so many different things.
For sure.
And then I realized, like, I started, even though I wasn't surrounded with what I felt looked like all of who I was, I started getting bits and pieces of, oh wait, I do that. Oh wait, that's, and took my roots, right? And then just my personality and my experiences, and it shaped overall, who I am and what ministry looks like for me. And I was like, oh, podcast. Oh, poetry can actually be ministry. It's just, prayer. Like, this is what I have a passion for. And all these different things that taught me, like, hey, I really can do this as long as I can do it myself, like myself. And seeing you were kind of in that phase of like, wait, I can do this differently. I can still keep my roots, respect where I came from, honor where I've come from, and blossom into who the Lord has called me to be. You really encouraged me in that area for sure.
I think for me, I always, like I said before, like I saw the vision that God gave you or was giving you. And I also just, in my own like prayer time, like prayed for you. And so I saw what the Lord had showed me and what, I guess your potential in a way, like, you know what I'm saying? And I knew, knowing you naturally and knowing that you don't back down from a challenge, and then knowing you spiritually and knowing that God is intentional and he's kind and he's just all around good. I knew that those two things would collide and that you would be obedient to the things that God was calling you to, and that it didn't have to look like anything else. And then for myself, like you said, I was coming into, I had always been like to CCM for the black churches and then to gospel for the white churches. And, like I was trying to find that sound and trying to find where I fit in it all. And I had just gotten to a point of, all right, like it is what it is.
This is just who I am.
This is who I am. And as I cultivate this sound, like the space will come. Like the table that I'm supposed to be at will come, or the opportunities, whatever. And it was never really, my ministry was never really about like fame or recognition or anything like that. So I was okay with just serving and our house being okay, like, you know, or our house growing to need my sound, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't have to go beyond our church.
Yeah.
But I do have a heart for the local church, so my thing was already like, how does my gift fit, or what am I supposed to do with this gift? And it went from this being something I was passionate about as a kid or all my life into, no, I know that I'm called, I just don't understand how it's going to work. And so once I got to the point of where I don't need to understand it, then it was golden. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can do both, and I can honor the legacy and the tradition in it all, and the things that I've been taught, and the sound that my father has cultivated and my church has cultivated, while channeling the things that feel real to me and the revelation of Jesus that I know. And once I got to a point of like, I don't have to understand it, but as long as I'm still walking and still moving, he'll order my steps in each step. Then it got to a point of no return.
Absolutely. No, I love that. I think offering just perspective on the grace to become is what a lot of people are like missing. I think so many times, even just our generation, feeling like, okay, people can see you prophetically. The Lord can charge you with something. You can be commissioned, but feeling like, how do I get from here to there?
Right.
I think for a long time, I was waiting on just this snap into like my future and into my destiny, and I didn't realize that I was discounting the process. And everything counted. Like, looking back, every single thing, and I do mean every single ghetto thing that I've done, that I've been through, nothing was wasted. And I find myself now, like, as a youth director, like working with kids, I think one of the most incredible parts of that is that I'm in their season before they can see. So it's usually like, I'm talking to them and they only see themselves in this one perspective of, oh, I'll never be this, or I'll always deal with shame, or this is where I come from. And they're so set that this is who I am. They don't realize, like, that is nowhere near attached to who it's not the full picture. It's nowhere near where you're going to be. Which brings me to the fact that, like, one, the full circle moment of it. Like, I needed somebody to do that for me at that age. And I didn't have that in a spiritual component consistently, because I just back home was just different spiritually. But I had people around me who believed in me. Like, I had people around me who always were like, oh no, you different. They would always say things like, I don't know what you're supposed to be, who you're going to become, but I know that it's going to matter. Like, I know you're going to be impactful, and I know you're going to change the world. Like, I would get like awards, like most likely to be president, or like just like little weird stuff like that. And like, people would always say things, but I think none of us just really had language for what that would be. And then my faith was always like evident, even when it was rocky. Like, they always knew, like, foundationally who I was, and even when I was doing whatever. But I think that was enough for me to keep. It was like God planting that seed my entire life. That even when training up a child in the way they should go, when they're old, they'll never depart from it. So even when I was departing from it, or when I wasn't in a solid community, as far as the spiritual component that I was missing, the Lord had planted the seed a long time ago, and it was like in the back of my mind. So then when things started to come into alignment, it made perfect sense. So I just love that part about like life and ministry, and realizing like, you don't have to be this totally different person to be who the Lord has called you to be. And I always thought that. So I was always waiting, like, okay, when I get done doing this, or okay, when I get healed from that, or okay, when I stop doing this. Like, and it was like, no, God can use it all
of it.
And it speaks to his love, the way that he can transform us. And over time, I look back and I get like weepy, like, no, I remember, you know, when I was here, and I remember when I thought like this, and I remember when I couldn't remember scripture. So to see that growth is beautiful. But I will say, I cannot imagine having to be in ministry without a good friend.
I agree.
Like, for real, it's a component, and everybody always talks about balance in this like carnal way, and I'm not saying that, but it's just a component of like somebody who understands, somebody who gets it, and then somebody who just loves me when all the gifts are gone, when we're not writing, when I'm not praying, when I'm not prophesying. Like, no, this person just loves me and understands. Like, you've seen me in every season, so you know me totally different. And I don't have to explain or audition or even just like be like, oh no, I can't. I don't know how much I can let you in on, or like it is such a blessing that I do not take for granted. And more these days, I'm like, I'm so thankful that I have this kind of friendship for real.
No, absolutely. I think that I was talking to someone the other day who I admire, and she was basically just kind of pouring into me in a way, but saying like all of the things that I'm gonna do and all of the things. She was like, it's just so good that you have. We were talking about the kids, and she was like, it's just so good that you have them and you have something to put your hands to when you get back home. And I think that a lot of our conversation lately has been the distinction between for my space between worship leading and artistry, and for the space of the church at large, just between like fame and notoriety and just maybe like you just know you're really called to these bigger platforms. Like, you know, like they're both true. I don't believe that nobody should be following people that they're following, or you know what I'm saying? Like some people have those platforms and those gifts, and God put them on larger stages for a reason. Absolutely. Some people are on smaller stages for reasons, and I don't think that's not at all what I'm speaking to right now. But the heart behind something is what can make or break it. Absolutely. And the heart behind something is what can be the pollution, not necessarily the stage or the money behind it or the business aspect of ministry. Absolutely. And all of the things. But the minute we lose our focus, basically, is I think the danger in specifically music and becoming an artist. And to that point, I have friendships and family and the kids and all of these things that ground me and keep my eyes focused on Jesus. Like outside of my own life and my own walk, I care about what my kids see. Like outside of my own life and my own walk, I care about what my sister sees. Outside of my own life and my own walk, I care about the covenant, you know, the things that I've seen, the hand of God that I've seen here and in my family and in Dad's life. Like it just keeps you kind of pinpointing on the main thing, to have a covenant friendship that's not just with you when you're right and when you're wrong. No, facts. And it's grounding, and it's hard work, and it's all of these things, but it's also the grace and the glory of God.
No, facts, because a lot of people think that when you're best friends, you automatically are yes men. Yeah, and I think it's important that we will tell each other when we wrong. We were at Target last week or 2 weeks ago, and I told you something. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Text me, and I said, and you said, Nita, you were dead wrong.
I don't even remember, but I believe you.
Wrong. And I was like,
oh, yes.
I was just like, what? Yeah. And you were like, no, that was wrong. You shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. And I mean, and vice versa.
Yeah. And you were like, now listen.
And you quick with it.
I mean, I do believe in telling.
No, I think that's necessary. And I've never been the type of, I don't want that around me in general.
Facts. Facts. If you're around me and you say yes to everything.
Yeah, like I already, I want to grow. My antennas are already on, and I don't make a lot of new connections. And I'm not saying that I'm closed off to new connections. I just am very cautious with like the things and the people that God, because again, I've been a PK for a lot longer than I've been
You've been a PK ministry. Your whole life.
Right. So my point is, I know the heart behind certain people, and I can see it from a mile away. When somebody's coming into my space.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. It's people that you should have in your life where if they say something, you go with it. Which brings me to something you said the other day. I hope I remember after this. But Reagan's discernment is different. Like, I have put myself on like a punishment of like, no, because I don't do right. You tell me. No. Should I be friends? Should I talk? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I move here? Should I do, like, her discernment is very, very different. And I will say, not to play myself, like mine is grown, but there's certain things that you won't be able to see for yourself. Right. Which is why the Lord puts you around people who can see for you.
Absolutely.
And we discount community, and just that's, I can go on and on about community and why the Lord has given us that to not do life alone. But literally, when you have people who can see for you, you should take full advantage of that. Like, I will be like, Ray, what you you don't miss when it comes to people. Which brings me to, like, I was talking about the vision thing. We were texting the other day, and you said, like,
I don't know
you
what
gonna
I
go
said.
find it.
What
You
I say?
said, I knew who
Give
you
me a
were
keyword.
before, like, I was listening to you
your
before.
voice. I was talking about your voice, and you were saying something about, I don't know, the gist of it, the conversation was you were saying that you were in awe of the things that God would tell you to say and the things that God places like
it really
in
does
your
blow my
heart.
mind.
And I was saying that I trusted your voice before you knew you had anything to say. Like I literally like knew.
I trusted your voice before you knew you had anything to say.
I think the thing about being to the point of even being I think to the point of even being a PK, that was yeah. I don't think I can say what I was gonna say, but I had a little moment.
Yep. You cannot say that, Cora.
I had a glitch.
You can't say that.
To your point, I think about being a PK, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have had a life full of people, and I say this all the time. The grace that is on my life as a PK is not a natural. Like I am fully aware that it is not a natural thing.
Yeah, no,
and
for
it's
real.
not to my own glory or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I am fully aware that the church is a hospital, and I'm fully aware that the church is the only. I say this all the time. The church is the only place where people of all walks of life intertwine at all times.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to school, well, out in Texas, if you go to school, you're in the same zip code. So you typically, you know, your family makes around the same amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you probably have a similar backgrounds, predominantly whatever. If you go to wherever you go, if you go to a concert, you're all clearly there for the same type of artist. Whatever that is, the church literally intertwines. So I do not expect for people to be the same type of person I am. I don't expect for people to be the same people that I would choose, whatever. So being that I had to learn how to be watchful, and it's not something that I intentionally set out to do. It's just kind of came with the territory of me watching the people that were around us, the people that did not stay around us, the people that did stay around us, and kind of, you know, making my own footing. So to that point, it's made me all of who I am, and I don't take it for granted. But it made me realize and recognize the peace that I had within when you came back, right? And so when I say I trusted your voice before you knew you had anything to say, my spirit knew all that you would be. Again, like I prayed for you, I pray for my friends, I pray for my family. Like I don't just say like we'll walk together and we'll do life together,
or say
and
I'm
not
praying for you and actually never pray.
or say I'm praying for you and actually not pray for you. Like if I'm in relationship with somebody, I mean that to my core.
Yeah.
And so I ask God to give me things about you. And I would hope that you know that other people are doing that about me, but I didn't have to hope that for you. Like there was literally a peace in my spirit. Like no, God has placed this together, and there's something here, and I can trust it. So even in the chaos of things or in the seasons, as seasons changed and as things collided, there was still a foundation there that I knew we didn't build alone. If that made sense. So when I say I trust your voice, like I genuinely trust your voice, and I tell people all the time, like, no, if Nia say it, like she had a dream about it. It's real, like you know. But beyond that, like
dream about it.
A day-to-day conversation. If I have something like you, I don't want to be in friendship or in relationship with people that I can't take stuff to. And trust what they'll have to say, not from their own self, but from heaven. Like, no, what is heaven speaking? What is heaven saying? And I am truly blessed to be surrounded with lots of people who have access to the mouth of God. But I trust your ears, and so in that, I trust your voice.
No, I really appreciate you saying that. I think, you know, I'm always like in awe.
Yeah.
I'll never get tired of, and I'm gonna try not to be like emotional, but I'll never get tired of the fact that the Lord trusts me.
Yeah.
I think it's one thing to be loved by God, but to be trusted by Him has had me in a wreck, if I'm honest, all week. And the things that He shows me, the things that He tells me, but it's the push of people like you, people like Dad, people like PK, and all the people in my life, because I really don't want to share, so I'm not naming all of them, but all the people in my life who have not only shared that trust,
Mm-hmm.
but have pushed me into like, nah, you go and
You've
be with
got it.
God. You
Yeah.
know, you got it. No, you do here. No, like help me cultivate such a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Because for so long, like as a kid, I would always dream,
Mm-hmm.
and I would see things that were like mind blowing. And I think because I didn't always have language. My parents didn't always know how to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember like, okay, you can't watch TV no more before bed.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to eat different. Okay, you can't. And then after a while, I remember it kind of clicking. Like,
right.
Okay, something's happening.
Yeah.
You know, like, because then I started saying things like, "Oh, I saw blah blah blah, and they die in my dream, and then they would pass," or
Yeah.
"Oh, I saw this, da 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 da," and then that person would end up sick. Like, so it started making sense, but I allowed the enemy to creep in at some point in my mind and convince me like something ain't right. I ain't seeing what I think I'm seeing, or you know, especially because I didn't feel capable and I lived in shame. All these different things when sin creeps in, tricks of the enemy comes with it.
Right.
So I seeing that avenue and watching me on that path for so long, and then y'all being like, "Nah, you still are right where you're supposed to be because the Lord can still use you."
Yeah, and your mess and your dirtiness
Quite
and your
literally.
all of the things, like there's literally nothing wasted.
Quite
and I think that's
literally.
the important thing about having community, because somebody has to tell you, no, you're not so dirty.
Yeah.
Like when you can't see beyond the mud, somebody
Yeah.
has to, you know,
Yeah.
tangibly pull you up and be
Yeah.
like, no, no, no. God is still here. He's still present. Your humanity does take over sometimes and say,
Yeah.
no, I'm not enough and I'm not this and I'm not that. But when you're surrounded by the right people, and I again, you're not meant to do life alone. So I'm not saying that he can't speak to you in your alone time or in your places of solitude or isolation, but it is important that you don't walk through life like that, or you will miss what he's trying to give you in another person. It's
Absolutely.
not saying that he can't give it to you in your own or in your own way, but it's necessary.
Absolutely. I think this kind of brings us into worship. You know, I have a lot of things to say right now just about like the purity of God's people, what we're doing with our platforms.
Absolutely.
If we're really listening to the Lord and his instruction, all of the things. What would you say right now to worship leaders, as a worship leader who cultivates spaces and you get up and set the atmosphere and you lead a team consistently, and you just transition because you were doing two teams at one point, but you just transitioned, you're just at home right now. You do itinerary ministry, all the things. What would you say?
Keep going. I had to. This is a real conversation.
What would you say to worship leaders right now?
I think to the point that we were speaking about earlier, there's such a distinction between artistry and worship leading. And for so long, I always was like, I'm not an artist. And it would be like, I'm not creative enough for this, or I'm not whatever. I literally, if I wrote it, the Lord gave it to me. Like, I'm not trying to like conjure something based on what I've heard or what's popular or what's trendy or what can be on the radio or whatever. Like, I genuinely do not care. Like, I genuinely do not care.
No,
like, I really am honored by the melodies that are given to me or the lyrics that are given to me, because they literally come straight from heaven. So I would say in general, and not that there's not a lane for in space and call for the people who are called to artistry. There are plenty of artists who will reach people that I will never reach. And I think that is so incredible. There are people who don't necessarily lead on platforms, but they make music for the radio, and they make like, you have like a infusion of like Christian pop or like Christian R&B or whatever. And all of those things are necessary, and they're all utilized. It all serves its purpose in its place. It's just not my purpose, right? And as a worship leader, like I love the local church. And that's not to say that I don't travel or I'm only at our home church. I love the local body of Christ. So like, I want to make songs that the local church 5,000 miles away can sing. Yeah, and congregations can sing. And not only can they sing them, but they will be changed by them. And I think that it's just necessary to know when you are being used where. And there's like time and there's place and there's space and all of the things. And we've been writing a lot more lately. And that it's not the same as me getting up on Sunday morning. Absolutely. And like singing songs to heaven, not to say that it's not necessary, because he is the ultimate creative. So anything that we write, it's still beautiful in all of its things, right? And I truly do believe, like, I don't subject to the notion that R&B artists can't be Christians. Like, I don't understand that. It's just not what I'm called to. And so if you are called as a worship leader, if you are a worship leader, you have to know your distinct lane and know the purity and the sanctity that is the pulpit. Not just the stage, not just the platform. And there's a place for excellence. There's a place for a performative nature in it. Like, you have to, be engaging, all of the things. But the purity and the sanctity of what is heaven saying, what is heaven speaking, how is heaven moving. And I had this conversation with a keyboard player recently, and there's a distinction, and you need to know, and I need to know, and we all need to be on one accord. Not just based on what's gonna go. Like, not just based on what's good or whatever, or even what the plan was. If this was the plan, that doesn't mean it can't change. I'm saying there's an ear tuning that has to happen when you're leading worship, and it should be happening in your day-to-day walk. If I'm honest, if I decide, hey, I'm about to go to Walmart and the Lord tells me to go to Target instead, I'm going to Target instead. Like, there's just something so sensitive and intricate about leading. And I, like, people always be like, how did you mash up like this and that? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just a flow that happens in my brain, and it's static in my brain, but my spirit is literally combined with what is necessary for that room. And that's not the same for every single room, and it's not the same. We had the conversation about a popular song right now, and it's not saying that the song doesn't have a huge revelation.
It's just not biblically sound.
That's not what I was about to say.
It's just not biblically sound. Y'all gotta stop writing
That's not the
songs. It's not biblically sound. You're not talking about that?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
You do have to make sure that your stuff is biblically sound as well. But there's another song that is popular right now, and it's not for every house. I think that is the thing. Like, you, as a worship leader, like, you have to really just pay attention. Like, you just really have to pay attention. And it's not, everything doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be thought out and drawn out, and everything doesn't have to be everything. It has to be the one thing. Is this what Jesus is telling you to do in this moment? Is this what heaven is singing right now? I want to join in with heaven. I don't just want a visitation. I want to be conducive to what y'all were already doing before I even walked in the room.
I think it's important that we understand that if God is leading you, it's because he's taking you somewhere. I think, and that sounds like but I think we genuinely forget, like, in every little thing, because he's to direct our path. He's the light unto our feet. All these different scriptures that literally tell us that we need him every step of the way. We forget, like, how important the detail of him is. Like, we treat him like a casualty,
the little things,
and not like he's sovereign. And if the Lord, like he said, if you go into Walmart and he say go to Target, go take your butt to Target. In the smallest of things where I have trusted him and I have done the simplest of things,
have the biggest impact.
I've run into somebody with something for me. Because it's not just, the Lord can do whatever he wants. Of course he could stop you if he wanted to and say, stop singing and do whatever.
Right.
Like, he can do all of these things, but
he can permit whatever. There's permissive will and perfect will.
But he is trying to teach you something by trusting him enough to do what he said. And I think we forget, like, he's leading you somewhere. If you, like you said, if y'all had one set list and then the Lord said, no, sing this song. Somebody can be coming in who has not been to church since the last time they heard that song and say, Lord, if I'm supposed to be there, can you sing this? Like, there's the smallest of things. I'll never forget the Sunday back after Junior passing. Y'all were singing. So I can't remember the first one, but y'all sang Better Is One Day in Your Curse and
Build Your Home.
Oh my God. And I literally was like, but no, because I was just struggling so much with grief. Like, the idea that he could be better anywhere else than with us was just too much for me at the time. And I remember, like, hyperventilating and trying to and the Lord, like, talking me through that song. And now every time I hear it, it's just an encounter that my soul remembers, you know? And then A Million Little Miracles, I used to always say. It's crazy that I would say this, but we were having a conversation in the car, and I was like, I would never say that. He said, even in the death of his brother, like, he too saved for me. I would never forget saying that word for word. And then Jay passed, and I was like, that was one of the first things I thought about.
Yeah.
When my brain allowed me to think, child. It was one of the first things I thought about. And then now I hear that song, and it's a deep revelation. It's something in my spirit. It's like, no,
sweetness.
Because I've made up in my mind before the tragedy of him passing that God was already good. And that now that song reminds me that God is still good, even in that. And I think that we just forget how much worship can do. Like I said, it's people who are walking in that room who need something. And if the Lord is leading you, it's because there's somewhere He's taking you. And we just have to trust Him with whatever that destination is. But we've become obsessed with our own control, our own desires, our own fame and fortune and platforms and all these different things that have become distractions, the affirmation of a thing that we have discounted the sovereignty and the affirmation of God. Like, that's not our number one thing. We work for Him, but we don't talk to Him. We work for Him, but we don't honor Him. We work for Him, but we don't do this all to glorify Him. And it's become so mixed. And it's really sad, but when you renew your reverence for who He really is, when you renew your intimacy, all of these different things, like, it builds this understanding of being yielded. And that's something that I see you possess. Like, that's something that I see you're consistent in. I would say that you're yielded. And you understand that there is no opportunity that you want without it being given to you.
I don't want any of it.
Do you hear me?
I don't want any of it. Like, I think nothing. Like, I really do not want to be one of those people who have all of these fake the thought of, oh, she must have it all together. She must have whatever. She must live like this at home. No. I want the real, tangible evidence of Jesus Christ. So I think the moment I could get everyone else around me, like worship teams, musicians, whoever, to realize that this has so much more to do than with a song. Like, I can't remember who the first person I heard say this, but the realization that worship, the praise and worship portion, is the only part of the service that's for Jesus.
Like, you tell me that changed a lot for me too.
The sermon,
that's for you.
That's for you. It's for you. It's for you to take and you be changed. Not saying that you're not going to go out, put your hands to the ground, and do things for the body of Christ or for Jesus Christ Himself, whatever. That's for you to be changed. This is our time to really just pour and join with the back and forth of it. Like, the realization of that it is beyond a song. If I just wanted to sing songs, I could do it in the shower. Like, there's, and I think we forget,
like, the charge. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
That we're supposed to be heaven on earth, even. You know, like, you have an opportunity right here in front of you to honor a tangible God. Like, and I know that it comes with a lot of getting people to engage in worship.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot.
I know it's a lot.
And it's hard. And it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard to do it when the people don't come with their own hallelujah and yes, Lord. It is extremely
if you're praising in your pocket,
it is extremely
some days exhausting. You be like, all right, if y'all don't.
Some days I will be like, okay, because again, I can do this. I can sing to heaven at all times. His breath in my body at all times. It don't matter where I'm at. But it is my intention every single time to get up. I get up to lead them into, like, this is how you get there. This is how it's supposed to look. This is how it's supposed to sound. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be real. It has to be intentional. It has to be pure. It has to be sanctified. Like, whatever it is, in your mess, in your dirt, the veil was torn so that even in your ratchetness, you could come in here and still give Him the praise and the glory that your body wants to. And then it can change you. It can plant those seeds and then change you afterwards. But the veil was literally torn. As soon as we walk into the sanctuary, we are not dead because of Jesus Christ. We owe Him everything that we have to give. And if it was just about a song that is popular on the radio, again, I could have listened to it in my car and sang along. Not saying that he can't use that and that's not necessary, but this is not that. That's not what that is.
Yeah. Which brings me to one of the reasons why we named this episode The Sound We Grew Into. We have started doing something pretty fun. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but we write together.
Woo.
And
stupid.
I know you love that today. I know when we did the first
y'all don't know what time it is.
They don't know what time it is. Y'all don't know what we've been through. We did a turnaround trip to Houston this week. We've been juicing and fasting before the Lord. Now we're done, so I can say it now because it's over. You were sick. Pretty sure she had that
parasite.
Y'all got from that bag lettuce. I'm sure she got that.
I didn't know it was in the
and the other things that have happened this week is between me and the Lord. However, we are tired. It's been a long week. It's been a long day.
Okay, back
to what I was saying. The sound we grew into. I know when you dropped Only One, we had like several people ask us like, "What was Nia part of this?" Because you had tagged it. You made
said,
like a really
we
cool
wrote it
video.
Together. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
people don't read.
People don't read. They don't read. The Saints don't read. That's why we got it. We down in literacy right now in America. But reading crisis. But we write songs together, and that was really fun. Writing Only One was kind of crazy. You took a few forgotten about lines in my phone and was like, "Wait, you wrote this? Like, let me." And you turned it into something incredible. And then we did God of the Bible.
Yes,
that was really cool.
It's literally, probably, I don't know, one of my favorite songs I've ever.
One of my favorite songs I've ever written. People don't know it's like those lyrics.
Not even written. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever sang. Do you realize?
That's kind of cool.
Like that's such a bigger. Like catalog.
That's really cool.
I love that song.
God of the Bible go stream God of the Bible when the poets pray and Reagan Allen. Yep. God of the Bible was really fun. That song is so dear to me because all of the lyrics are a testimony for me. So I wrote that song, I think either in the ambulance or on the way to the hospital. It had to be. It was on the way to the hospital.
The first hospital, on the way to the second hospital.
Yeah. And I wrote that song. And again, I did not complete it, but then we came together and wrote it together and with Keenan. Yep, that was really, really cool.
I love writing with her too.
I love writing with Keenan.
She's a necessary writer.
Keenan is a different kind of writer. She's a
necessary.
Beautiful writer. I was gonna say writer, worship leader, teacher. She's just her ear to heaven. She knows Jesus.
Her eyes are open. Her ears are open.
She knows Jesus. That was one of the most powerful encounters I ever had. Was the first lunch her and I had.
Yeah.
But she's the best. Shout out to Keenan.
Shout out Keenan.
But writing has become something that's fun for us. It's become something that has fulfilled a lot of purpose.
Yeah.
And I actually really enjoy it. I want to finish writing when the post pray stuff. I think we done writing, but actually getting it done.
Production part of it.
You're working on finishing a project right now. I'm really excited about.
You're
an incredible writer. Reagan wrote some songs on this upcoming project that I'm very, very proud of.
My ears were open.
Your ears were open.
I do feel like in general, like I really be like, this could not have, like, it's not, now, naturally, I'm a good writer, right? Like in school and all the things. So it's just cool God is just so intentional, like how he uses all of the intricate details, like of your life. Like it's really cool to witness. But the one that I am most excited about, like I literally was like, I heard it in fullness, and I was like, "Oh snap!"
I literally love
it. Lord, that's so cool. I
don't think I've ever heard something in fullness. Now I do this very weird thing where I hear songs in my sleep.
Yeah,
and I'll wake up and be like,
singing them.
Wake up singing it, trying to write.
Don't be on the trip. Don't be on the trip. She will wake you up. Don't be in the same room. She will wake you up.
I will wake you up. I'm also very embarrassed. I have been at it was a sleepover.
No. Yes.
And I woke up speaking in tongues in my sleep. That was wild. Kept doing it over and over again. Yeah, wake up, the Lord tell me to write something down. I'll go back down, speaking my tongues. Like it was nuts. It'd be weird in my sleep. But anyway,
the Lord speaks to you in your sleep.
The Lord really speaks to me in my sleep. But that brings me to like what the Lord can do with a rested, with rest and with a surrendered body.
Absolutely,
has been a revelation for that for me here lately. He can do so much more with us doing nothing.
Rest is holy.
Oh yes.
Versus art.
So writing has added another layer to the sound we grew into.
Yeah, for sure.
With us having, I guess we can tell my favorite story. We started as children trying to sing together, and it didn't work out. In short, we sang. In short,
okay.
We sang in front of.
She never tells the whole story.
We sang in front of thousands of people. And by we sang, I mean I forgot the words because I didn't want to practice. I wanted to have a play date.
Whoa. How do you feel right now?
Mature.
Whoa. Y'all, this is the only time that she has not started with the back of the story and then worked her way up.
I didn't want to practice. I wanted to have a play date. I wanted to play with my toys and my dog.
I was not a player.
Reagan was very serious because she is Maddie Moss Clark.
I have been serious a long time.
And
it's no fault of my own.
And we got up there to sing, and I forgot my words, and she cut me off and said, "That's not your part." And I said, "That is my part."
In front of thousands of people,
and she said, "No, it's not." And at this point, the church is laughing at us.
Yeah,
laughing. It was embarrassing.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. You were supposed to say things like,
"Take your time,
baby.
Take your time."
Yeah. You know, that's all right.
That's all right. No, I think we had a few of those.
You read us for Phil, and they were probably our family.
In the mass,
that was probably Aunt Deborah. You know, so that was wrong, and our dad had to stand up and stand in between us because we started fighting.
Embarrassing.
And he kind of just had to stand in between us. We're crying at this point. It was very bad. And that's when I decided.
I've never been so embarrassed.
I've never been so embarrassed. I literally decided after that moment I would never sing again. It really became like a huge thing for me growing up.
I've never played about practice, but that
and I love to sing. It. And by love to sing, I mean like karaoke, you know, a little 1-2, and people would hear me sing, "Oh, your voice is pretty," or like say something. I would just go back to that moment for the rest of my life.
The other day,
I did break my
She's serious about singing.
I'm very serious, but I'm not serious.
She's not gonna practice
at the exact same time. And that's because Reagan got us booed off the stage as children. So
it was embarrassing, but I do regret how I handled that situation. I was a child, but I do also regret that we didn't practice. Like I said, we should.
She's low to the flow. So what brought me back to music is writing. Writing became my thing. After I decided I would never sing again, poetry became my thing. And I was like, oh wait, poetry, I can stay here. I can do this. I'm kind of easy.
No, you're incredible. You're an incredible writer. One of my favorite writers, easily.
Are you well? Thank you.
Serious.
It really means a lot to me. I'm tender today.
Okay, sorry.
No, seriously, thanks.
And
poetry became my thing, and then I was like, I started writing music when we were kids, actually. So now it's full circle coming back and being like, the Lord has like sent me back to this place. And it's funny because I think it's like, oh, I got some unfinished business here. So exploring that part of writing has been fun, especially trying to get out of publishing. I've been in publishing and writing books for the last 10 years, and I'm over it. So it's been fun, you know, like exploring this and getting to explore with you. Like, you're an incredible songwriter. You've taught me so much, and where I've been like nervous and insecure in it because like it's brand new, and my brain just does not work like majority of the writers in the room ever. This brain's just a little different. It's a little throat. You've just always been like, no, what you have to bring is enough.
Yeah.
So that's been really, really cool. What sound, just to kind of play off of that, what sound do you hope to grow into? Like just in life, like, and it can be artistry, it can be personal. Like, what do you want to grow into? What do you, because we're talking about who we are now, right?
Yeah.
Where we've been essentially. Where do you want to go?
I think I'm at such a place in my life where everything is up for grabs. And I think I have no clue what is next or where I'm going. But I do know without a shadow of a doubt that I'm going somewhere. And that I'm not traveling on my own strength. I'm really in the cart at a grocery store, sitting in the big part. And God is just doing the pushing, and I'm just like, oh, that looked cool. And I might ask to stop every now and again. And grab a few snacks. But I am the most yielded I've ever been. And because of that, I have no clear
plan.
direction or plan. I just literally am in the day by day. Okay, well, what's next? And I have a long term things that I know that the Lord is going to require of me that I don't want to do. I have all of those things, and I have long term desires for myself and things that the Lord has promised and affirmed and all of the things. But where I am right now, I am in the kind of stillness and like the just the pad of it all. Like it's not moving sound. It's kind of just a pad.
I like that. I like how you explained that. So we've talked about our origin story. We've talked about you as a worship leader. We've talked about past seasons. I guess I would ask. I think people always everybody's using the word romanticize right now, but they always highlight our season of Cancer.
Yeah.
And for a long time, like I admired that season for of both of us and our strength and the different things I think it pulled out of us and taught us and the way it grew us up. But I think now I look when sometimes when people say stuff, I'm like, we're just so much more than that season, but that's what everybody like knows. So I would say, or I would ask you, what is like one of your favorite memories of our friendship, or one of your biggest lessons even?
I think so I'll answer both. I guess one of my favorite memories, writing has really become like an everyday favorite memory.
Yeah, me
but
too.
We have a lot of like we
It's
live
a part
together.
of our rhythm though now.
Yeah, part of our rhythm. We
As
live
creatives.
together and we've created such a good rhythm in general.
Yeah.
Exploring with the kids, going on vacation, like we just have such a full life that I don't think I could pick like one memory, but like you are literally it's like no, I'm going with my friend. Like, I don't know. It's just like one of my favorite people to make memories with. So I can't say that I have a favorite memory, but we have a good life. I'm grateful. You have a good life. Like, you're really my road dog for real. And then
Gang about you.
Gang about you. And then what was the second part? My favorite
what
memory.
Has it taught you?
And then what is our friendship taught me? I do think, to your point of Cancer being such a big season, I think at the same time it taught me a lot about myself. So I don't discount, like I said, it was a no-brainer for me to move in and all of the things, but I don't discount the internal work that it made me do regarding my grief, regarding the stuff that I kind of swept under the rug for myself. So I think in general, our friendship has taught me how to be human and not just superhuman and not just carry the load or figure it out or whatever. It's taught me how to be vulnerable. It's taught me how to be like, I used to be very emotional as a kid, up until maybe like I was a teenager. Like, I mean, cry at the drop of a dime, like emotional. But at some point, I kind of let my heart become hardened to certain things based on trauma and experiences and survival and all of those things. But this gave me kind of the softening that I needed. And I think it's taught me how to be broken in a lot of ways and how to be okay with that and um, not just masking or not just the ups, but also how to feel my way through the downs. And I think it's necessary for my mental health. I think it was necessary for my spirituality. I think it's necessary for my kids and my kids' kids and my marriage one day and all these things. And I think I learned a lot of necessary foundational lessons in my young adulthood that will sustain me in my emotional capacity and give me longevity. And I think our friendship has taught me a lot, but it's taught me how to be human and how to be broken and around other people. I was good at being broken in private, but how to be broken around other people and how to the point of community, really open my heart up even more to that and beyond just having people at church, but having people in my bedroom. You know what I'm saying? When the blinds are shut, like that is really something our friendship has taught me how to embrace.
That's kind of real. I know we both have like suffered with like you saying the blinds open. We both suffered with anxiety and depression, and at one point it felt like every time one of us would become well, the other one would go down. And when I say go down, I mean like months at a time, weeks
Yeah.
at a time. And I had adopted the phrase, you know, it's okay to have a dark day as long as you leave the blinds open. And that just kind of like, there is so much about community that's important that the rest of our world, the rest of our family, the rest of our friends, I don't even think anybody realized how bad either of us have been dealing with depression and anxiety. Like, we have become so good
or didn't know how to hiding. Say it, even.
Yeah, that too. But we have become so good at hiding. Yep. You're extremely media trained. I'm extremely like, you know how I am with vulnerability. I've grown, praise the Lord, but vulnerability not being my strong suit. Like, we had just become so good at hiding. And when you get certain friends, when the Lord places certain people in your life, not even just friends, it's people you can't hide from. And love will come find you even when you want to be lost.
Absolutely.
And I think one of the most beautiful things about our friendship is that love continues to come and find us, even when we want to be lost, even in seasons where I was like, you know what, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know, because I was uncomfortable, you know, in inviting anybody into my dysfunction, or uncomfortable being known, or uncomfortable being seen. But it's really just taught me the love of Jesus. It's really taught me how to be with him. It's taught me how to be seen by him. It's taught me how to be transformed, even that love is meant to transform you. It is meant to change you. And I'm glad that I've got to learn this with you. And even now that we are like, our lives are moving forward, and somebody gonna get married at some point, and all the things, even the kids, like, now it's like, oh, I'm glad I got to learn this now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's so many things where I'm like, I can understand how people could be like bad wives because they've been bad friends. You know, like, I can understand how people can be bad moms because they've been bad friends. Like, it's just things that I'm learning about relationship, about belonging.
It really all works together.
It literally all works together. Like, the way that the Lord created people, people all play different roles, but the foundation of what it was all meant for makes so much sense. So I'm glad I've even just had that revelation. But even bringing up dating brings us into the fact that we talk about like what our lives should look like, or what we want them to look like in the next couple of years. I always like, lately I've been like, dang, I really hope we get married around the same time.
I hope so too.
I don't want to be
that would be so much more fun.
That would be so much more fun. Like, I don't want to get married and then be like, oh,
I miss my friend.
Like,
no, I do hope that. That would be fun.
That would be so fun.
We've never dated together.
Never.
We've never been on a double date.
Never.
Oh my God. We've never been on a double date.
We're friends all the time. We have never been on a double date.
We've never dated at the same time.
No. And also, I never dated like I was always like separate.
I knew though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I
was always separate. Like, it was always like,
yeah, more or less. I was around for 2 out of the 3 relationships.
Yeah.
That were here.
Bless.
So like, but we were not dating at the same time. Now you are very private. You are very private. Very private.
I'm even private with my friends. People never ever believe it. Like,
no, I don't. It's not. I don't. It's not hard for me to believe. But
yeah, I'm saying like, you know me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But everybody be like, people never ever believed it.
I think you.
Now I'm a little more open in relationships.
I think you're just getting. I think the thing is you're getting older, and the reality is life can't be separate.
Yeah,
and
I
so
finally let that hit his
the
head.
reality is like you do want somebody, not you in general. We do want somebody that can be integrated into our lives. Like, you want somebody that can. I've always said this. I want somebody that can be in every space. Like,
absolutely is.
I can take you to church.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can take you home. I can take you to my family.
Absolutely
both sides of my family.
Absolutely.
Like, there's all of the things you have to be able to.
You got to be able to do it all.
Balance and fit all of those spaces.
And my life is so colorful.
Yeah.
That's always scary for me.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard for me to find somebody where I'm like, you get it.
I think there are a lot.
So colorful.
I think getting it and being able to like be. I don't know. I think for me, my life is just. I have a Like my dad's side of the family really is the church.
Right.
My mom's side of the family is not.
Right.
So like I've never been worried about if somebody could come into those spaces. Getting it is another thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in relationships with people who met me in church and were still upset by the fact that I was in church until 12 o'clock. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like getting it is one thing, but you knew, so I just really want someone that can do all the things. Yeah. I ain't never been scared to go to the hood. I ain't never been scared of the suburbs. I ain't never and it might be a little crazy on my part. I can do anything. I'm literally, where are we going? Sure. I'm not, nothing scares me.
It speaks to who you are though. It makes perfect sense. I think like for me,
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. For me, I just always say I have a colorful life because like that's the simplest way to put my life. If you just know, you just know. But I gotta be able to be like, oh dang, I can take you back to Milwaukee. Yeah. I can also take you
to revival
and all the things. But and then like being able to see all of me, like people see me and think I have a very extroverted personality based on like
that is
my boldness. That is not correct.
No, I'm saying that's correct. People think no. Now you are more extroverted than you give yourself credit for, but you are still an introvert.
But like based on my personality, like based on you hear me laugh, I'm a little loud. My outfits or like what I do, like it just like you got a mic in your hand or oh you're with blah 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 or oh you do. It's just like, of course you're extroverted, and it's like, but actually no.
Only when I'm safe.
Actually, only when I'm safe. Actually, only when I'm safe. Yeah. And it takes a lot for me, like socially, to show up. Mm-hmm. Like I do what I do because the Lord told me to. Right. I do what I do because
that part
the Lord told me to, not because I was sitting around wanting this. And in fact, people who actually do want this, y'all scare me just a little bit. And I don't know if I can say that, but y'all scare me a little bit because I just understand how much it costs. So like again, socially, all things, so they assume, oh, like you must be super extroverted. So I need to be with somebody who understands like
when it's time to go.
I need to be with somebody that come and get me. Yeah, like if we're somewhere and you see me talking, and you see something, it's like, something that happens you can't in my read face.
Me. And for me, I think the problem is maybe this is just a little ignorance on my part. Like I feel like it's not that hard to read. Like when you say like I need somebody to get it, like I feel like it's not that hard to get. Like but again, I'm single, so maybe it is difficult. Maybe it's difficult, but I need that. Like read my face, the more you're around me, it should be. Now I will say the last like exclusive relationship that I had, he was very good at being like, oh, she ready to go. The thing is, each round go higher. Yeah. So like
I can't say that.
My last one was very good. He was very good at that, but he was also a PK. So I don't know if maybe it was that, but I don't need somebody that is full-time ministry. I don't need somebody that I really don't even want it, but I know that it's not my reality. So I'm saying I don't want it to the extent that it's in my brain. I know that it will be whatever. I just need everything at the same time.
Everything.
I need everything at the same time.
I'm tired of even saying what I need because I ain't gonna tell y'all because y'all ain't about to trick me. How about that?
That's fair too.
But the Lord knows what I need. The Lord knows what I want.
Well, if you're out there, you can hurry up.
It's ghetto.
You are taking a little bit of a long time, but ghetto. Again, we're taking our time because I would love to get married at the same time.
I would love to get married.
Not exactly the same time because 2 weddings back to back
we would not be well.
I wouldn't be well.
We would not be well.
But dating at the same time, and then it's like I'm okay with like dating and then getting engaged. Yeah, you're gonna get engaged faster than I am, I believe.
Yeah, you do.
And we used to think the opposite, but I'm
not gonna lie. I still kind of just say I don't believe that lately, just because, but I do actually kind of believe it now. Yeah, but not this week. Who knows? Find out what happens on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I love what I'll say. Like dating, what I love for us both, and what I believe every woman should adapt is you should be the best trick in the book is to remain exclusive Like, you should be somebody that everyone can't have.
Oh, that's
you should be somebody like, I mean, does given.
No, yeah,
but
no discount to what you're saying.
But you should have just this. Like, people are always like, "Dang, who are y'all dating?" Or, "Dang, I ain't never seen you with nobody." Or
and
like,
you won't.
And you won't.
And you won't. I think the thing is, for me, like, I've always had like guys who were also kind of scared to approach me, or scared to, like, oh, I can't live up to. Don't compare yourself to my daddy. That don't make sense to me.
Why would
either.
I want my daddy?
But I should be a little hard to get. Mm-hmm. But I need somebody bold enough to say, no, I got it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to.
Now,
I want you to know the standard and meet that standard and exceed and excel. But I also want you to be bold enough to be like, I'm still about to go try to talk to her. Like, I'm not the type. I'm not gonna come to you. Like, that's just the reality of it. I'm not gonna come to you. I might do a little this and a little that. You might, if you don't pick up on it that she interested, that's on you. It's just your loss, buddy.
I will say I have never ended up with somebody who was not bold, and I don't know if that's good or bad.
You so, need it.
Careful what you pray
You
for.
need it.
Like, bold, like the but thing that bold is just transcend.
I don't know if y'all can tell from this podcast, from this episode. Both of our mouths are a little slick. That is, the Lord is yet kind, yet working,
a little is yet molding.
He's the potter, I am the clay. Huh? But there has to be a level of to it, to where if my mouth gets slick, you got to be able to, like, yeah, you need a little boldness.
Yeah,
and I think that's okay. I don't, and that, shout out to the men who aren't as bold. There's a woman out there for you. I need a little. I need a little.
That's insane.
I need a little.
That's that on that. We hope that our husbands are. Hopefully, y'all already friends.
Hopefully, y'all not watching this episode.
Yeah, just disregard this. But if they're not friends, they will be friends. It's gonna be great.
Absolutely. Our lives are gonna be so, like,
it's gonna be great.
I'm
more excited for
prayed
you to be
on a serious note. Like, I've prayed on not having to get married and lose my friend. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I really do. I grew up in a house where everybody was over, and I had that house everybody could come to, and I still very much want that. But I just want to make sure that my family is still my family. And then when we go home, it's just us, and that's okay too. But at the same time, it's like, no, we family. Like, we're locked in, and I'm excited for the day that happens. And I really am a big, like, like, my people are my people.
No, yeah.
And I don't take that for granted. And I know that the person that I end up with will also be in love with our family.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love that. And he will also know when I'm ready to leave and get away from y'all.
Yeah, immediately. Yes, he will have to know. So with the podcast being called "This Is Where I've Been," I like to ask people, "Where have you been?" So, where have you been? I want to ask you a little differently. Mm-hmm. Where have you been in your past versus where you are right now? Spiritually, emotionally?
I think we touched on it a little bit, but I've been in dark seasons. I've been in quiet seasons. I've been in hidden seasons. And I think I'm still in a little bit of a hidden season, but there's a little bit more transparency to the glass. It used to be completely blacked out, and that was my own doing and not necessarily just the Lord's doing. But now I think I'm in a kind of a protective layer, and I'm grateful for that too, because I know that as soon as I have to kind of rip the plastic, I think that it's gonna be a whirlwind of things. It might give me a little whiplash, but so I'm grateful for the protection and whatever's coming next. But I have been just an intentional time with the Lord, and cultivating my ears and making sure that my ears stay open, and making sure that my eyes stay open, and make sure that my mouth stays open and stays shut to the things that he's speaking, the things that he's doing. So really I've been in a place of cultivating that and making sure that I am all that he's called me to be, and not just what I want to be, but what I need to be as well.
I guess I'll answer too. I have been sitting with Jesus.
Yeah.
I have been, if I'm completely honest, I think I don't want to say this is the most I've been seated at his feet. Because I think that it's just based on a season. Like we all have seasons where we're super surrendered, super seated. But I would say that this place that I've been with the Lord has been different, and it has been intentional. But the Lord has opened my eyes and provided clarity and given me new language and really elevated me spiritually. Um, and it's just been different, and it's been really good, and it's been really kind. I told you the other day, it's been really sweet. And it's just been this tangible love where I have just been in awe that I get to be here with him, versus that I am here, but I get to be here. We get to dwell in his presence. Yeah. We get to experience him. We get to have that veil torn, and there's an access in heaven pours out for us. That's a privilege. And it's been good. It's been really, really good. And I think because I've been there spiritually, it has kept me at bay emotionally. And you know me, and you know just like where I've been and all the things that I would never say on camera, but because I've been with him, none of it has mattered. Like, it has genuinely been like, this is all the Lord is doing. And I think it's important to say too, like, I've been surrendered, and I've said yes, but I've never been surrendered. Like, I'm in a place where I'm like, nah, like, he can do whatever he wants. I am living at the mercy of God. I have him in a place where he understands, like, I've had him in his rightful place, like, I'm seated. Whatever you want me to do, you got all control. And I'm happy about that, because then I don't have to worry about doing the wrong thing. Like, I don't have to worry about what's going to come. I don't have to worry about making these decisions, because he's in his rightful place, and he is guiding me, and he is perfecting me, and even protecting me in places where in other seasons I would have done things differently. So I like being able to share where we've been, because I believe people can see you in your call and in your everyday, and not understand that you've been where they are, and that you may be in the same place at the same time, just in two different spaces. You may just be doing it in two different roles or two different platforms, but it's important that believers can see other believers say, no, hey, I was like, I recognize that I've been there. And just like Jesus did for us, he was man so he could relate. He was man so we could understand. No, I know what you're up against. No, I felt that before. I felt grief. We have the passage of the Garden of Gethsemane so we can understand. He said, Lord, take this cup from me. And if not, nevertheless. And being in the nevertheless can feel like a lot of grief at first. But then understanding that this must be done because it's your will, and this must be done. I understand that there's a God that I can trust with this. Right. I understand that the impact of my nevertheless does matter. And it feels good to be there. It feels really good to be there. Thank you. I know you've been like saying it a lot, like off camera, and I really, really, really do appreciate it. And I hope it's just Brittany kind of got us the other day with that fig tree spirit. Like, I hope that this season, and not I don't have to hope, but I hope that this season produces fruit. I know that this season will produce fruit that up close people are like, oh no, you've been with him. And that's just where I want to stay. That's where I want to stay. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to ask you or say before we close out. Is there anything you feel like we should have touched? Do you have anything you want to just like randomly say?
No, I her mic died. So no, I don't have anything. I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of all the things that the Lord is doing and all the things that you're doing, and you are really his hands and feet in this season, and it's a beautiful thing to witness. And that's it. I'm grateful to be like holding your arms up. I'm grateful to be a background character. I'm grateful to be a main character. All the things, like whatever in whatever the thing that you're doing. I'm grateful to just be a part, and I'll always be in the audience cheering you on and praying for you and all the things.
And the audience is crazy. This was good. Thank you so much for coming and talking. Like I said, I know like transparency and all the things. Like you really rather seeing it be done in real life, and somehow I'm talking and being done in real life. It doesn't make any sense. I wish y'all understood that she really has so much to say. So me being the one talking is crazy. So I appreciate you like coming in to your own living room. I appreciate you coming to your own living room and just sharing some love and perspective. I think I do want to close out in like prayer. You want to pray?
Yeah, go ahead. Spirit of the living God, we thank you for this time before you. We thank you that nothing is wasted in your presence. We thank you that you're even in the midst of this podcast, that you're even in the midst of wherever somebody is listening, whether that be in their car, in their home, at their place of work. Father, we thank you that your hand extends beyond our living room, but it extends to whoever may be listening to this. And we hope that somebody got something out of this. I hope that something that we said changes their life forever. I hope that something that we said gives them a fresh encounter and fresh revelation of who you are, of what you're doing, of what you're saying, and who you've created them to be. We thank you that you are the ultimate creator. You are the potter, and we lay ourselves at your feet as the clay. We thank you for friendship. We thank you for community. We thank you that your blood covers all. We thank you that you see all. We thank you that you know all, and that you're so intentional and so kind that you knitted us together in these covenant friendships, not just ours, but the listeners, that you've knitted together these covenant friendships before we even were formed in our mother's womb. We thank you that you don't do anything that will lack. You don't do anything without intentionality. You don't do anything that will serve no purpose. So we thank you that every friendship that we've ever had, every relationship that we've ever been in, we thank you that it all serves a purpose. We ask that your glory will be fulfilled in our lives, and we thank you that you are the hope of glory, and that when we ask for you, you're already present. When we ask for more of you, you're already giving us more. When we thank you, you're already doing another thing. We thank you that you are kind, that you're intentional, that you are a loving father and a perfect friend. Yes, we ask that you would help us to be the same. We love you and praise you and honor you in Jesus' name. Amen.
How we do.
Yeah. Just how we pray with our
Just
kids.
how we pray with our kids. Everybody prays. But Lord, we thank you for being Elroy. Lord, we understand that you being Elroy means that you're the God who sees us. But Father, I thank you for the opportunities that we get to see you. Lord, thank you for seeing that we get to see you in our stories, that we get to see you in our hearts, that we get to see you in our words and our calls. And Lord, that we get to see you in every season. It's a privilege to understand that you have been here the whole time. It is an honor to understand that what you have trusted us with is holy and sacred. So, Father, I pray for everyone who may be watching this who has something to hold in their hands, who has a garden that you have told them to tend to in front of them, and they are wondering when their help will come, when their community will come. Father, I ask for a grace for them to endure. I ask for a grace and just a spirit for them to continue in what you've called them to, regardless of who comes. And Lord, I pray that because of that, you'll reward them with people who have a heart for them. Father, I remember, and I want listeners to remember that you said that if God be for us, who can be against us? So in the season where people may feel like so many are against them, Lord, I ask that you change their eyes to you so that they see that you've been there the whole time. So they see that you are the God that's for them, so that they see that you are perfect in all of your ways, and everything that you have allowed has been for a reason. Everything that you have allowed has been for a greater story. So Lord, we just ask that you continue to perfect us, finish the work that you've begun, like scripture declares. And Lord, teach us how to be a friend. Teach us how to be a friend with the reverence of who you are to us. Let us know and let us see and let us be able to act that out and walk that out, because we've gotten to experience it from you and your love. Lord, we thank you for loving us like only you can. And we thank you for loving us in a perfect way, even in our imperfections. And that love that changes us, that love that yields results, that love that produces something on the inside of us, that love that transforms us. Father, we're open to receive it. And I just ask that you pour out your love on every single person who watches this, and pour out your grace to continue in what you've called them to. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
all of you. This was our second episode of This Is Where I've Been, and we cannot wait to see you for another episode.